Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do hashes, but before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thank you very much for doing that, for supporting the channel, and let's start, shall we? So we're going to create a subroutine called print hash. Okay, so this is the first one we're going to start off with. So we're just going to create a hash. It's just going to be my hash, and we're going to populate it with some names and ages. Okay, so first one, just random, is Steve, and Steve is 67. Next one is Bill. Bill is 99, and the next one is Joe, and Joe is the young kid out of the lot. He's 55, so a load of old coffin dodgers. Right, so that's our hash. All we have to do now is simply print the hash, which is quite easy. So we just do hash, and then we just call it, so print hash, and save it, run it, and there we go. That's the hash with all the people in it. Okay, the next one we're going to do on here, let me just get this down to the bottom of the page a little bit. Hash values. So create a subroutine called hash values. Okay, let's just move that down a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer. Hash values, and then the curly braces there. So again, I'm going to take this hash here, I'm just going to copy and paste it. So I'm going to copy and paste it to there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the values out of these hashes. So let's have a look. We're going to create an array called names, okay, which is going to be equal to values of this hash. So the array will store the elements in there. Okay, and we're going to print off one element at a time. So that's going to be print, and that's going to be scalar names. So we're going to print 0 position in the hash, which is the first one here. So 0 and a new line. Okay, and then we're going to print off the last one in the hash. Last element in the hash, so that's going to be names, and that's going to be -1. So that will get the last element in the hash. Okay, so again, all we have to do is call it, and let's bring that up there. So that's going to be hash values. Okay, so we just save it and call it. Okay, so we've got the values out of the hashes here, which is 67, which is position 0, element 0, and the last one, -1, sorry, 99, so we've got 99, that's strange. What's happened there? Anyway, never mind. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do hash position 1. So we'll just call that. Okay, so we've got 99 and 67. Okay, so that's how you get the elements from there. So let me just get rid of this here. And we're going to go on to the next one. We're going to go on to the hash keys here. So sub hash keys. And we're going to do that. So again, we're going to create a hash, which is going to be equal to, let's say, Andy. Again, this is going to be a hash of names and ages. 45. Bill. Let's say 26. Okay, Bill 26. And Steve, which is going to be 32. So the young kids on the block here. So again, we're going to create an array called my names, which is going to be equal to values. So it's not going to be equal to values, it's going to be equal to keys. Sorry about that. Keys, and then it's going to be hash. Okay, so we're going to print some elements of this. So it's going to be print scalar names, because we're only printing off one element at a time, which is going to be 0. A new line here. So let's just call this keys. So hash keys. Save it. Run it. Okay, so we've got Bill. Okay, so this is position 0 according to this. So this is Bill. Okay, and now we're going to do the next one, which is going to be check if a key exists. So sub check key exists. And we'll just put some code between these. So again, I'm just going to grab this hash here. I'm just going to copy and paste it. So just copy and paste that into there. So we're going to check if a key exists in this hash. So I'm going to use a conditional if, and then exists. And it's going to be hash. Again, exists in the hash. Then curly braces. And let's have a look. Okay. Let's have a look. Andy. Okay, so let's check to see if Andy exists inside this hash. Okay, let's just do this. Alright, so if Andy does exist, we're going to print key exists. Okay, and if he doesn't exist, if Andy is not in the hash, else we're going to print doesn't exist. Okay, so let's just save that and let's just do this. Check key exists. Let's just save that. Let's just run it. And got a little bit of an error there, so let's go and check this out. Okay, silly mistake there. I should have put scalar. Okay, let's just check this out now. There we go. Key exists. Okay, let's just put this down here to A. Let's run it. Doesn't exist, so that key doesn't exist in there. Okay, let's just get rid of those. And the next one we're going to go on to is change values. Okay, so let's create the subroutine sub change values. And we'll just open those curly braces there. So again, we're going to create a hash. So my hash is going to be equal, and we're going to do animals this time. So I'm going to do animals and names. So dog is equal to name is Rover. Okay, cat name's going to be equal to Tiddles. Let's have a look. And bear, if anybody has a pet bear, is going to be equal to Furry. Okay, so there we go, that's our hash. So we're going to print the values. So print, and this is going to be hash. This is going to be scalar because we're printing individual values. So let's have a look at the first one. It's going to be dog. Okay. Sorry, we're not going to print the values, we're going to change the values. So that's going to be equal to, I'm going to change the value to woof, woof. And we'll just do a new line character there. So just put this in, woof, woof. Okay, and we're going to print the next one. Is going to be, whoops, that's not right, is hash, and that's going to be cat, and that's going to be equal to meow. Okay, again, new line there. Okay, now all we've got to do is call it, and we should change those values. Change values, and let's run that. Okay, so there we go, we changed the values. So we got here the keys and the values, and we changed the value of dog to woof woof, and we changed the value of cat to meow. Okay, so let's just get rid of that there. I'll tell you what, I'm going to try and increase the font size a little bit on this. See if it make it a little bit easier to see. Let's go up to about 23. Let's go for that. Okay, so the next one is going to be sub. I'm going to loop through the keys. Okay, so we're going to loop through the keys on here. So again, we're going to create a hash. I should have actually copied that. I've got to create it from scratch now. My hash is going to be equal to, and I'm just going to put some names. Bill, who is 78, and Joe, who is 99. Again, all coffin dodgers. And Steve here, let's make Steve a young boy, shall we? So Steve's going to be 23. Okay. Right, so we're going to use the for each loop here. So for each, and then we're going to say my, we're going to create scalar key, and then keys in the hash. So we're going to loop through those. Whoops, that's wrong again. Hash here. And let's have a look at this. Let's just pull this back here a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to print out the key values here. So that's going to be key is equal to scalar key and new line. All we do now is call the subroutine loop through text. Okay, save it, and run the program. So there we go. Ooh, bear would loop through not allowed. Ooh, it's not loop through text, it's loop through keys. Hey, that's what the problem is. So let's save that and run it again. Oh, loop through key. Ooh, dear, I'll get this right one day. Loop through keys. Okay, this is what can happen when you make typos. You always make them, you know, just silly typos like that, so it will throw the program. So let's run it again. Okay, so we've looped through the keys here. So the key here is Bill, the key is Steve, the key is Joe. So we got there in the end. I just get rid of that. So the next one, oh, I should have saved the sorry, let me just undo this. I should have copied that there and saved it for the next one. Okay, now let's get rid of that, shall we? Okay, so the next one is going to be subroutine, and this is going to be loop through values. This is going to be loop through values here in the hash. So we're just going to paste that in there. Ooh. That doesn't look too good, does it? Let's format that properly. And I don't know where the other curly brace has gone. I hope it's not gone too far. I hope it's disappeared. It doesn't look like it has. Okay, let's just knock that out there. Let's just start again here. Start from scratch here. So let's just knock that out and create it from scratch. So sub loop through values. Okay, so that's looking more healthy. Right, we're just going to paste in the hash here. Paste. Okay, so we got that. And this time, instead of using a for each loop, I'm going to use a for loop. So they're very, very similar, and so you can use both. You can use them interchangeably. So I'm going to use for here just to be different. So for scalar value, and then it's going to be values in our hash. Okay. Bring this down, format it, make it look a little bit nicer. And then we're going to print value scalar value. Okay, and a new line. Okay, all we have to do now is call it. So loop through values. Okay, loop through values here, and let's run it. Okay, there, so we've got the values. So we've got 23, 99, 78. So we loop through the values there. Okay, so let's just click off that. The next one we're going to do, we're going to gain access to the hash. Okay, just delete this here. Sub and access hash. Okay, paste the hash in there that we're going to be using. It gets a bit tedious having to write hashes out over and over and over again. It's good practice though. When you're starting out, this is good practice. So make sure you get into the habit of writing these things over and over again. It kind of ingrains it more into your memory. Okay, so we're going to print, and I'm going to do hash. So who am I going to print out? Let's say Steve here, and a new line character. Okay, so who else should I print out? I should print out somebody else. Yeah, why not? So I'm going to print out, that's wrong as well, it should be scalar hash because we're printing out individuals, just one element at a time. So that's scalar hash there, and I'm going to print out Bill. Okay, Steve and Bill, and new line character there, and access hash. Okay, let's call it. Let's see if we can access this hash. Oh, missing right code. Oh, line 8. Okay, having a little scout around there. I made a little mistake here. These should be singles here instead of those double quotations there. So let's just readjust this a little bit. And let's just save this and let's just run it. See if we can access the hash. Okay, there we go. Steve 23 and Bill 78. So we've managed to access the hash here. Okay, let's just close that. Let's just knock that out there. And the next one we're going to go on to is hash size. So we're going to go on to the hash size now. Okay, so let's create the subroutine. Sub get hash size. And hopefully I've got that in memory. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to do my scalar hash size is equal to the hash. Okay, and then we're just going to print out print. It's going to be scalar hash size, and this will give us the size of the hash, of course. Let's just get hash size, save, run. Okay, the size of the hash is 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Right. Okay, the next one we're going to go on to is to delete an element from the hash. So delete element from our hash. So let's paste our hash in. Gone and done it again. Let's just undo that. Undo. Okay, so let's put that up there. Paste. Okay. So we use delete here. And we've got hash. And I want to delete Bill. So let's delete Bill from our hash. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to loop through it and print out the hash using the for each loop that we used before. So my key here is keys and hash. Okay, so we're going to loop through this and print out the new updated hash. So it's going to print scalar key here. Not scalar key, sorry. Key. That's going to be hash and then key. Right, let's go through it. Delete element. Save it and run it. Okay, so there we go. We've got key 23, key 99. So we've deleted Bill from there. So bye Bill. Okay, he's gone back to wherever he's gone back to. Okay, right. So we're going to create the next one, which is going to be the while loop. Yeah, he's gone back to Alabama, boy. That's where he's gone. Yeah, I knew he'd gone somewhere. Anyway, so let's just create the hash there. So we're going to use the while loop here, and this is going to be key and value. Okay. Which is going to be equal to each, and then the hash. So we'll just close that off there, and bring that down there. And we're going to print this off here. That's going to be scalar key because we want the key, and we also want the scalar value as well. And new line, there we go. Okay, so while loop. So run it. Oh, did you forgot to declare my value at well, actually I did, and I should have created it here. My, then key and value there. So let's just make sure that we got that right. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so there we go. So we got Steve 23, Bill 78, and Joe 99. Good old Joe. Next year he'll get a message from the king. He's lucky or unlucky. Right, okay, so let's just wipe that out there. And this is going to be another subroutine. Add key to hash. So that's very self-explanatory there, so we know what's going to go on there. Let's paste our hash into there. So I'm going to do scalar hash, because we're going to paste one element into there, push one element into there. So I'm going to say Bob. Bob, not to be confused with Bob the Builder. Okay, so Bob is equal to 54. And then we're going to print out the hash to see if old Bob has joined the hash. So this is going to be a hash here, and then let's print it out and see if he's joined the gang. Add key to hash. Hash. There we go. That's more like it. So let's run that. And oh, there you go. There's Bob. Bob's shown up in the hash. He's joined the party. So there you go. Okay, so let's just take that out. And finally, what we're going to do is we're going to delete a hash key. So that's going to be sub hash. That's not hash. I'm going to make it a lot clearer. Delete hash key. Okay, so let's paste in our hash again, and let's go down here. So we're simply going to type delete and then we're going to do the scalar hash because we're only deleting one value. So we've got to pick a value to delete, so I'm going to delete Joe. Bye Joe, it's time to go home. Right, so all we have to do is print out the hash to see if Joe is still there or not. Hash, and then delete hash key. Okay, so save that, let's run it. So let's see if Joe has gone. Okay, so there you go. So Joe has disappeared from the hash. And that's just about it. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've got something out of it. And if you have, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. It really goes a long way to helping the channel. And I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.